Known as the adventure capital of Africa, Victoria Falls is more than a waterfall dividing two countries. It is a symbol of Africa. A place where the extraordinary becomes ordinary and one of the most stunning natural wonders in the world. It doesn't matter if you stand at Livingstone Island and witness the most giant water curtain in the world. Relax on a river cruise through the Zambezi River. Or adventure yourself on a rafting tour through the Zambezi River, Victoria Falls will leave you speechless. And yes, this is not a destination for those on a budget. Tours, accommodations, and activities are way more expensive here than in other parts of Zambia and Zimbabwe. Additionally, with dozens of different activities and options and the possibility of visiting the falls from two different countries, it feels very overwhelming to really get a good feeling of what activities one should book to make the most of a visit. Believe it or not, there is a time of the year when there is no water, and the Victoria Falls are completely dry. On the other hand, there is a time when the water flow is so high that the whole area becomes inaccessible, and popular activities like the Devil's Pool are closed to tourists. Before you get to Victoria Falls and experience one of these two unpleasant surprises, it is essential to understand what kind of seasons Victoria Falls has and when is the best time to visit. While November and March can be considered a coin toss, when it comes to rain, expect to have mostly cloudy days, and days where it rains non-stop from morning till evening. December, January, and February are even worst, as rains go on for several days. And it is common to have constant thunderstorms and cancellations of flights and activities. Helicopter and microlight flights won't run on most days. From January until March, the Devil's Pool is closed due to floods on Livingstone Island. It can be a time to get an excellent sight of the falls, but definitely not for doing any activity around it. End of the rainy season is April to May. Even though the constant rain has stopped, water from the catchment area upstream in Zambia arrives in Victoria Falls and overflows the whole area. This is when Victoria Falls is at its highest water flow, with an average of 500 million liters of water per minute. The temperature is hot, and scenic flights highlight those who want to see Victoria Falls at its best. Activities like the Devil's Pool and rafting might still be closed due to the high water levels, but most other activities are available for visitors. Beginning of the dry season is June to July. At this time of the year, the water levels in the Zambezi River drop. Some sections of the waterfall gorge become exposed, and temperatures in Victoria Falls significantly drop at night. Some call it the winter season and a fleece jacket can be helpful. Usually, all activities in Victoria Falls are available to the public at this time of the year. It is a great season to visit. However, prices increase, and Zambia and Zimbabwe get crowded. Dry season is August to October. The winter season slowly ends, and temperatures slowly rise. Expect to have warm days and cold nights. Almost every day has a blue sky, and rain is highly uncommon. The water levels at Victoria Falls drop the most in the year, and in unlucky years the waterfalls turn into a long dry gorge. It is considered the worst time to see the waterfalls, but one of the best times to try activities like bungee jumping, relaxing on a cruise ship, and going on the rapids. With Zambia to the north and Zimbabwe to the south, you must decide which side of Victoria Falls you want to see. While locals and most visitors agree that when it comes to view, the best viewpoint is from the Zimbabwe side, activities, prices, and services change from side to side. Even though visiting both sides of the falls is definitely worth it, it is good to know what you should expect from each side of it. Besides entering the Victoria Falls National Park and doing a self-guided or guided tour, you can do lots of activities without entering the national park and still feel and experience the Victoria Falls. For travelers coming from Zimbabwe, you can organize tours from Victoria Falls Town, a city on the Zimbabwean side, through one of the many online and local tour operators from the hotel you are staying. The same goes for travelers in Zambia, where they can arrange everything from Livingstone, through local and international tour operators and hotels. Even though most of the activities are located on the Zambian side, there is plenty you can do only on the Zimbabwe side as well. Far away from rapids, zip lines, and bungee jumps, the river cruise is an activity to simply enjoy the good life and sip a drink while navigating on the Zambezi River. Most river cruises depart in the afternoon and would follow the Zambezi River up north, searching for elephants, hippos, and crocodiles. It is the best activity after an exhausting day and the most relaxing way to finish your trip to Victoria Falls. Remember, all drinks are included. Ask to join the African Queen, an over 100-year-old boat that will simply transport you back in time. On the other hand, if you prefer a more independent but also relaxing kind of adventure, canoeing tours are the best. Simply sit on a canoe, explore the majesty of the Zambezi River, and hope to not encounter an angry hippo or a hungry crocodile along the way. You can also choose to do long canoe rides of 1 to 2 and even 3 days continuously. The prices for these activities are: sunset cruise in Zambia or Zimbabwe starting from $35 to $45 US. Breakfast cruise at the African Queen in Zambia is $65 US. Sunset cruise at the African Queen in Zambia is $75 US. Upper Zambezi canoeing costs $155 US per person. Overnight canoeing is $245 US per person. The price for a helicopter ride with bonus air in Victoria Falls are $150 US, which is a bit expensive, but definitely exceptional. Going on a helicopter flight is definitely an experience of a lifetime. And with only a few places in the world as beautiful as Victoria Falls, doing a helicopter ride in this part of the world can be a good call. Available from both sides of the falls, you can choose to do a 15-minute, a 22-minute, or a 25-minute helicopter ride. Additionally, you need a minimum of 2 people to book this activity. The price for a helicopter ride with bonus air in Victoria Falls are $150 US per person for 15 minutes. $235 US per person for 22 minutes. $277 US per person for 25 minutes. Located on the river below the falls, the Victoria Falls Rapids are some of the best in Africa. Here, you can join a group of 4 to 6 people on a raft, and spend half a day adventuring through the rapids, and learning more about this fascinating sport. Even though some rapids are Class 5, no experience is required to do this activity. This is probably the best activity to make new friends, and spend a day of adventure and fun. Prices for a rafting tour vary from group to group and operator to operator. But expect to pay anything between $110 to $150 US for a day activity. Not recommended for the faint at heart. These are 3 different activities for those looking for a thrill in one of the most incredible places. Located right at the border bridge that connects Zambia with Zimbabwe, you will literally be at the limits between these 2 countries. You will free fall from 111 meters above the Zambezi River, the highest in Africa at bungee jumping. Those doing the gorge swing will take a leap of faith and jump 80 meters into the nothingness, and for the travelers wanting to do the flying fox, you will have the chance to zip line from Zimbabwe to Zambia. When was the last time you ziplined between 2 countries? Since you will be right at the border between both countries in no man's land, you will have to pass next to immigration on the Zimbabwe side, present your passport and show that you will do one of these activities. They will stamp a piece of paper and let you pass through. The prices for these activities are: bungee jumping is $160 US for a solo jump, or $240 US for a tandem jump. Flying fox is $47 US per person. Gorge swing is $99 US per person. A combo of gorge swing, zip line, and flying fox is $155 US. Consisting of 9 slides varying in length and 1 cable bridge walkway, the Victoria Falls canopy offers fantastic views of Zambezi Rapids, the famous Victoria Falls Bridge, and a glimpse of the magnificent Victoria Falls. The longest slide in this activity is about 85 meters long, and the shortest is 40 meters in length. Doing all 9 slides will take around 90 to 120 minutes, and it costs approximately $65 US per person. Bookings can be made through your hotel or tour operator. With sharp, steep cliffs of over 75 meters, Victoria Falls is the perfect place for those who like abseiling or rappelling. Additionally, with the Zambezi River flowing under your feet and the sounds of the falls just meters away, this is an activity to get a good adrenaline rush. Whether you are on the top, or the bottom, of the Batoka Gorge, the views are simply outstanding, and while you won't be able to see Victoria Falls from there, it will be an adventure to never forget. Rappelling the Victoria Falls is also one of the most affordable and exciting activities, with prices starting at $65. Looking for a more private and exciting experience from the air? A microlight is an excellent alternative for those considering doing a helicopter ride but wants to experience a bit more excitement. This open-air propeller-powered giant kite might sound scary at the first sight. But don't worry. The microlights in Zambia are flown by expert pilots, and the whole experience is simply incredible. Batoka Fly is the only company riding these kites above the Victoria Falls, and if you want to go for a ride, expect to dig a tiny bit deeper into your pockets. A 15-minute microlight flight costs $179, while a 30-minute microlight flight costs $360. The most famous place in Victoria Falls, the Devil's Pool, is probably on the bucket list of every adventure lover. This deep, natural pool created by thousands of years of erosion is located right at the waterfall's edge. However, what is unique about it is the rock ledge on the lip of the falls, preventing people from getting swept over the edge. Swimming at the Devil's Pool feels very safe. The staff will guide you continuously and inform you where to step, where to go and where not. If you are brave enough, a staff member will jump into the water with you and hold your legs to take a better look at the falls. It felt terrifying, but for most travelers doing it, it is an experience once in a lifetime. Keep in mind that taking a dip in the Devil's Pool is only possible when the Zambezi water levels are low, and this activity is only possible from the Zambian side. The price for a visit to the Devil's Pool in Victoria Falls is: visiting the Devil's Pool and having breakfast at the falls at 9 a.m. costs $110. Visiting the Devil's Pool and having lunch at the falls at 12:30 p.m. costs $175. Visiting the Devil's Pool and having tea at the falls is $150. Important information before visiting Victoria Falls. Visas. Zimbabwe visa single entry is $30. Zimbabwe visa multiple entry is $45. Zambia visa single entry is $50. Zambia visa double entry is $80. Kazaa visa multiple entries between Zambia and Zimbabwe is $50. Park entry fees. Entry fees for Victoria Falls National Park in Zimbabwe is $30. Entry fees for Victoria Falls National Park in Zambia is $20. All other lists of prices are found in the Victoria Falls official guide. Planning a trip to Zambia independently is fun. However, if you want to arrange everything with tour operators beforehand from the comfort of your home, Safari Bookings is the best platform for it. They have the largest database of tour operators in Africa, and you can simply send a request and negotiate a tour and a price directly with the operator. You don't have to pay any additional fees. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking, sharing and subscribing to my channel. Let's catch up in the next video. Shall we?